What is going on, friends? Welcome back to the channel. I'm showing you some of the cool stuff that I sold on eBay this past week, stuff that you can find at thrift stores and garage sales. Did want to take just a second though and wish you guys a very happy Thanksgiving. Hope it's a wonderful day for you, full of lots of good food and time with your families. Let's get into it. Sold this head, or it's a hat, or you put it on your head. It's the University of South Carolina Gamecocks foam head. If you can find these foam heads, they actually sell really well. Picked this one up from Goodwill. Paid $3 for it. It's definitely got some blemishes and stuff. I'd try it on for you, but I feel like that wouldn't really work out too well. I'd probably get like cooties or something. But I paid $3 for it from Goodwill, and it sold for $44.50 in a couple of weeks. Pretty good sale here, but I've actually had these a lot longer than I expected. These are Mario Batali Crocs.
Please welcome our pal, Mario Batali!
Yeah, the same guy that's on Food Network. I think these are the same ones that he wears. They're orange Crocs, and they've got like treads on the bottom. I guess so when you're working in the kitchen, you don't slip. Not real sure. But when I picked these up from Goodwill, I paid $6.50 for them, and I looked them up, and they actually had a really good sell-through rate. I figured I'd maybe have them for a couple of weeks. Well, about 6 or 8 months later, finally sold them, $58. They are a smaller size, like a men's size 5, women's size 7, so that may be why they took so long. But either way, $6.50 and $58, that's pretty good. This is a Toshiba DVD recorder combo unit. Paid $8 for it from Goodwill, and it only sold for $74.99. Not complaining, but typically these Toshibas actually sell for over $100. I think this is just kind of a less desirable unit, but either way, I'm pretty happy with that. One thing I do like to do though is include these cords with them. I can typically find these at thrift stores and garage sales really cheap. I'll include them with these units and also VCRs, and I think it helps them to sell. So this was a new brand for me when I saw it at the thrift store. I never heard of Lems before, L-E-M-S, but these were in good condition, good quality. You can definitely feel the quality there, and I just thought they were kind of cool. They were $7.99. Decided to look them up. The sell-through rate on these things is really actually kind of crazy. But I paid $7.99 for them, and they sold in a couple of weeks for $69. So this is a heat therapy pump, and that sounds like something you'd put on the outside of your house to keep you warm in the wintertime. And it's kind of similar. You put water in this tank here, it heats it up, circulates through these tubes and into this pad. You put that pad on like an injury or a sore muscle or something. Not real sure, but it's for your therapy to make you feel better. Paid up for it, paid $30 for it at Goodwill, but it sold 2 hours after I listed it for $150. So when I was younger, I used to be more into the NFL than I am now, and I absolutely remember this guy. He was one of my favorites. Ickey Woods played for the Cincinnati Bengals, and he had his trademark celebration dance, the Ickey Shuffle.
Penalty if you celebrate with a dance in the end zone, so the Ickey Shuffle on the sidelines.
I actually picked up this Ickey Woods sweatshirt from a garage sale. It's vintage, made in the USA, paid $1 for it, and it sold for $30 on eBay. So believe it or not, I actually sold a Ferrari on eBay. This is the Lego Speed Champions Ferrari set. It's new and sealed, but the box is in rough shape. I believe my mom actually picked this one up from a garage sale, paid $3 or $4 for it, and it sold for $30 on eBay after a couple of months. Picked up the Snap-on hat at Goodwill, paid $1 for it, and I honestly thought it would sell for around $18 or $19 because it's Snap-on. Well, there are so many listed on eBay that I guess the market's just saturated. I'm surprised mine actually sold this quick. Picked it up about 2 weeks ago, and it sold for $13. You guys may remember these from a video or two ago. These are Allegria mules or clogs, not really sure what you call them. I've actually got both in the description. They're basically brand new. Picked these up from Goodwill for $6.50, and they sold in a couple of weeks for $35. So this is a golf shaft, just a shaft, no head on it or anything. This one's for a driver. It's a Fujikura E-Fit on 160. Paid $3 or $4 for it from a garage sale. Bought it in a bundle of some other blank shafts, and this guy sold for $48.50. Definitely be on the lookout for Fujikura. It's a pretty good brand to be on the lookout for when it comes to golf. Picked up a box of Legos at a garage sale, and in the bottom of that box were a bunch of these Bakugan figures. There's probably 8 or 9 there. Don't really know much about them. I Google lensed them, looked them up on eBay. Didn't seem to be worth a whole lot individually, so I threw them up for auction as is. I know a couple of them may or may not have been operating correctly. I couldn't really figure them out. But either way, after 7 days, they sold for $17.50. So I'm not a huge hockey fan. I mean, I am from South Carolina, but apparently it's hockey season. I got 2 hats going out. This is a Buffalo Sabres National Hockey League hat. Got a cool metal medallion on it. I've had this one for quite some time, so I'm glad to see it go. Paid $1 or $2 from a garage sale, and it sold for $19. This one is a South Carolina Stingrays, which I believe is our minor league team here in South Carolina. Picked it up pretty recently for $1, and it sold for $19.95. Girls Columbia jacket, and you can see it's new with tags. Original price on it's $110. I just noticed that. But the reason it's new with tags is because my daughter got it for Christmas last year. I can't remember whether she didn't like it or it didn't fit, but either way, we couldn't return it. So I decided to list it on eBay. It took obviously a while to sell since she got it last Christmas, but it sold for $57. So here's a classic for you. This is a Ping i2 driver. Picked it up from a garage sale, paid about $1 for it. And I don't find these very often, especially in this condition. It's really nice, really clean. Not worth a whole lot though. This one is actually left-handed, so it did bring a little bit more, and it sold for $35 in about a week. I don't know what Cisco is, and I don't know what Lind is, and normally if I see this hat at Goodwill or any other thrift store, I'm probably gonna leave it there. But I actually got this one in a bundle with a bunch of other hats, so I figured if I had it, I might as well list it. Well, it took a while to sell, probably over a year, but it sold for $22 on eBay. So typically Cleveland wedges are kind of bread and butter sales. They don't sell for a whole lot. There are some that do sell for some really good money, but typically they're in the $20 or $30 range. This is a Cleveland CG10 60-degree wedge. Paid $2 or $3 for it from a garage sale, and it sold in about a week for $29.50. So this is not a club that I would normally pick up on its own. This is a Orlemar tri-metal driver. It was in a bag with some other clubs. I was paying for the other clubs, wasn't really factoring this in, but I figured since I had it, I'd go ahead and list it. After about 2 months, it sold for $20. So after fees and shipping, I'm probably going to profit around $6 or $7. What do you guys think? Is it worth it to do that, or would you just pull this out of that bag and donate it back to Goodwill? Let me know. Picked up a pretty big bundle of vintage G.I. Joe stuff from a garage sale quite some time ago, and it's just been selling along and along. This guy's Alley Viper, and he's actually missing a couple of pieces, a couple of his accessories. I've got maybe a quarter into him, and he sold for $15. Got a ladies club going out, and these are honestly some you should be on the lookout for. They sell pretty quick. This is a Cobra Fly Z XL 7 hybrid. Paid $3 or $4 for it from a garage sale, and it sold in a couple of weeks for $35. You can see it's not in great condition. Definitely some scuffs and scratches, missing some paint here, and it needs a new grip. And honestly, on a decent club, needing a new grip is not a big deal. I made a bulk buy of sorts recently, and you definitely want to be on the lookout for that video. It's something I've never done before. It's definitely interesting. Should be pretty exciting video, but I've sold enough stuff locally out of that bulk buy to pay for it, and this is the first eBay sale from it. This is a Netgear ProSafe 24-port gigabit switch. And I don't really know what that is, but the cool thing about this Netgear stuff is that the model number is written right here on the front. So like I said, I've got everything paid for out of that bulk buy, and this sold for $52.50. So that's all profit after shipping and fees.